Yes guys, welcome to another video, and today we're going to be talking about Inazuma and Mihoyo's kind of like due diligence for them to deliver to their player base, because we've been suffering for some time. Obviously players that have just started or they've just come into the game or they're a low adventure rank, maybe around the 30s, 30 to 35, they wouldn't have felt the same, levels of, I wouldn't say disappointment, but the lack of content and the lack of replayability that this game has to offer, that us players that have been playing since day one are feeling right now. So I'm AR 55. I've hit AR 55 some time ago. As you can see, I've 37k experience into AR 55, and I've been plodding along. I've been plodding along, and
Guess we can rest a
it
bit.
has become quite painful at the moment. My daily routine is I do my daily commissions. I will spend my resin, farm what I need to farm. I don't do the artifact run no more, where you run around the map and collect artifacts. Don't do it anymore. It's become a chore. I would obviously do my Spiral Abyss when it does reset, but I would do it in stages, because if I do it all in one day, so just the other day, I think it was yesterday, Spiral of the Abyss reset, so I had a little run at it today, stopped at floor 11 chamber 3, and then maybe in 2 or 3 days I'll go back and I'll finish it, and I'll go through to 12-3 and I'll complete the whole lot and get my stars and my primal gems. But then that's it for 2 weeks. That content doesn't come back for another 2 weeks. So where do I go from there? Every week on a Monday, I do my weekly boss fights. I do Dvalin, Tartaglia, etc. I do my weekly boss fights, and again, those are just once a week. So that's 3 boss fights per week. One Spiral of the Abyss every 2 weeks, and then outside of that, we've got pretty much no content. The event content that they bring out, so every patch update 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, nothing has stuck with us as a permanent activity, as a permanent event to say, oh, we can farm this over and over, or at least we can replay this event over and over and over. Everything comes and goes, and they always time gate us. So like the events that we have now, they're time gated. We don't have access to these for another day. The Lantern Rights Tales, they release them every day, so you get like 2 a day, and then tomorrow in 4 hours we have another 2, and then after that we'll get like another 2. We'll unlock this, you get another batch, and then the day after you get another 2 more. So they're 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 time gating us with the content that comes out within the patch updates. So we're doing them in bits and pieces, which makes it even seem like there's even less content than there actually is, because 1.3 has a fair bit of content. It just, we can't do it all in one go. We have to wait to do it all. But it just means that on a day-to-day basis, we still generally don't have any content to do. So every few days, I go around, I do my crystal chunks, farming, and it's disappointing to say, because I absolutely love this game. I think it's a top quality game. I think on release they got everything right. It ticked all the boxes. They attract a lot of attention from a lot of players. They had players come over from different games to play this game, because the excitement was high. And you know what? It didn't disappoint. But at the moment, they're failing to keep up with the player base demand. What we're demanding and what we want to do, Mihoyo aren't capable of delivering. And this is why I say Inazuma has to deliver, because if they don't deliver, they are going to lose a massive portion of their player base. I guarantee you, because if you take a look at my friend list, now I've had a bunch of friends in real life friends who have quit this game, and I'll just go ahead and I'll show you. So we've got players here last online 16 days ago. The maximum is 31 days. These quit months ago, at least 3 months ago, but last online 31 days ago. We've got 6 days ago here, 5 days ago, another 31 days ago, 11 days ago, and he's at AR 51. 11 days ago, he's just given up and said, you know what, it's just too much for me. It's just nothing's happening. There's no content. All we get every day is 4 daily commissions, a couple of farm routes to, that we do, spend our daily resin that takes literally about half an hour to do, and then you're done for the day. Like, if this is a game that you love so much, like, people love GTA, they can play GTA all day. People love Destiny, they can play Destiny all day. People love, all kinds of games, but they're capable of playing it all day because there is stuff to do, there is content to play, whether it be PvP, single player, co-op, play with your friends, whatever it may be. There's content for them to play. At the moment, Genshin does not have content for us to play and grind through. It would be far more interesting if they had put like a domain on the map that gave you pretty much every single like material in the game, not from farmable monsters like whooper flowers, but like experience books, Mora, talent books, all of that stuff at the lowest level. I'm talking like gaining just one enhancement ores, crystal chunks, all of that stuff, everything that you can gain throughout domains and etc etc. If they put that into one single dungeon, one single domain, and it just placed it around the map, and it's there every single day, but doesn't cost any resin, but upon completion you might get one adventure rank experience book. The next time you do it, you might get one green talent book, a diligence book. On the next completion, you might get 5,000 Mura. On the next completion, you might get, one. What have we got here? One milk tooth, one green milk tooth, for example, a weapon material. But you could do that endless and countless amount of times. So you're not guaranteed to get what you want, and it's like I said, it's always got to be the lowest level because there's no resin cap, because it's not locked behind resin. It has to be the lowest. Not no possibility of getting blue rarity or gold rarity or purple. Like, that shouldn't be an option. Just the lowest possible rarity. So that means the more you collect, you go to the crafting bench and you can craft blue, and then you can turn the blues into purples, etc. and so on. But there just needs to be something, a raid or something that the players can do over and over, because at the moment it's very, very stressful. The game is very, very stressful. Once you hit like AR 45 and beyond, there becomes a point where it's just like there's not much to do. And me personally, I'm sat here and I'm farming my crystal chunks, and I'm struggling to play through the game. Like, I'm bashing through not even bashing through the content, I'm just playing the content. Normally I play like 2 hours a day, and sometimes I'm just struggling just to press the login button, because I just look at it and I think, you know what, I could just log in today and my resin may be high, but I'll just craft condensed resin and come back tomorrow. There's no need to play the game today. Some days I just sit down and I just think, honestly, I just feel that way. And this needs to change, and this is why I say Inazuma has to come big, because it's not going to be good enough to just say, oh, the region's going to be just as big or maybe a little bit bigger than the Mondstadt region, and we've got an extra 900 lootable open world chests for players to farm. We've got some more puzzles around the map, because when we first started the game, the excitement was high. The excitement was very high. Every chest that we opened, I mean, the materials that we got, the primal gems that we got, all the blue and green artifacts and grey artifacts that we got, that we didn't even know what to even do with them at first. We were excited for the puzzles that we got, and every puzzle that we completed gave us like luxurious chests or precious chests, and it was a good time. But we were new to the game, and it was giving us adventure rank experience that we needed to level up to grow our characters so we could ascend to the next ascension phase. It was a good time and it was fun. But if they bring that back, and that's the bulk of their patch update, whether they bring it in 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, whenever they bring it out, whatever patch update it comes in, if that's the bulk of their update, they're gonna lose a massive percentage of their player base, because that's unacceptable. And me, for one, I would be very close to stop playing. I would be very close. I'm willing to play this game no matter how long it takes for Inazuma to come out. It could come out in the next 2 months, or it could come out in the next 8 months. I'm gonna be playing this game, and I'm gonna play this game every day until Inazuma comes out. But then I will judge. I would be the judge of how good or how bad Inazuma is, and I will make a judgment and say, you know what, it's actually worth playing this game, or it's actually, you know, it's a waste of my time. Like, there's no point continuing, because like I said, if they just bring back a bunch, say like this is like the whole region, say all of this here is Inazuma, this is the region, and then we're just going around to the new city, whatever the new city may be, to go into the new individual like little regions and little towns, etc. The new ruins, doing the puzzles, collecting chests, few open world bosses. You may get one main boss fight, like how we got Tartaglia down here. You might get one main boss fight, a couple more open world boss fights, like, you know, Regis Vines and whatever may be. It's not good enough, because we will get through the content, we will unlock all the waypoints, we will unlock all the statues of the 7, we will get all the chests, and we're not even here for the adventure rank, because once you hit AR 55 like myself and you're at world level 8, that's the highest world level you have to offer. Adventure rank to me, it doesn't mean anything, because whether I'm AR 55 or I'm 56 or I'm 57, it's all the same, and it's probably going to take me about 2 or 3 months to get from 55 to 56 anyway, because I'm a free to play player. I don't pump my money. I don't pump money into this game. I don't refresh my resin. So for me to get through, what is it, like 232,000 worth of adventure rank XP, so about 200k more, it's gonna take me a few months. It's gonna take me about 2 months to get through that. So adventure rank at the moment, it doesn't mean anything for me. So opening chests and getting grey and green artifacts, it doesn't mean anything to me. Like, none of that stuff means anything to me. What matters the most to me is Mihoyo giving me somewhere to say, you know what, all of these characters, the Luke that I've got to 90, Albedo that I've got to 90, I've got Bennett at 70, Klee at 80, Venti at 80, Ganyu at 80, but Ascended, Final Ascension, Kaching and Tartaglia at 80. All of these characters that I've had and I've leveled up and I've worked hard on, give me some content for me to put them to good use, because at the moment I don't have anywhere to use them. Everything all the content that I have to do, daily commissions, it's an absolute walk in the park. All the events that they bring out with the new patch updates, they're a joke. They are absolute a joke. It's unacceptable. We've got the what do you call it? The Lantern Festival. We've got the Lantern Festival on at the moment, and we've got tower defense. Yes, tower defense is fun. Do not get me wrong. It is fun. It is very, very fun to play. But it's not challenging, and it's not challenging for my characters. It doesn't matter if I have a level 1 character or a level 90 character. That content is still the exact same for every single player, no matter where they are in the progress of Genshin Impact. So I just feel like they need to bring out, you know, raids, bring out dungeons or domains that are playable for characters that have spent months and months grinding and grinding, getting their adventure rank up, gaining the best artifacts, gaining the best characters and building their characters, getting their weapons to level 90, and just giving them something to do and work towards. Because at the moment it's not good enough. And like I said, Inazuma, not just the characters that come out and the banners, Ayaka could come out, you know, one of the, you know, top characters that players are, you know, lusting over. Not necessarily lusting over, but they, you know, a lot of people really want Ayaka, and it could be a new Archon. It could be, you know, the next best thing. A character that comes out, it's not good enough, because what will happen is you'll get the character, you'll level up to level 90 or level 80 or 70, depending if they're support or, you know, DPS or sub DPS, where they fit in your team. You will level them up between level 70 to 90. You'll finish that, you know, you'll play for 2-3 weeks with the character, you will love it, and then the hype's died down, you're kind of bored of it, and you're like, well, where do we go from here? There's not even any content strong enough to challenge the character that I just obtained. Like, they buffed Zhongli, and now he's broken. There isn't any content to challenge him. There isn't any content to challenge him. Like, you have to make content that is challengeable. And this is where what I say about a lot of games, and a lot of games are saying this about, is that for a game to be good and to be successful for many years to come, it has to have a very, very high standard of replayability factor. And at the moment, Genshin doesn't have that. It has an initial fantastic, you know, moment when you first start the game. You got Adventure Rank 1, and you're working through the game. But it's like a proper single player game. Like, once you get to the end of the story, you get to the end of the game. That's it. It's done. It's pretty much just like a Metal Gear Solid. It's just like a Legend of Zelda, you know, a Final Fantasy single player game, or Tomb Raider. Once you finish that story, boy, that's it. The game's done. It gets put down in the box and it's finished. And this is how Genshin Impact is feeling. Once you complete that story, you've gone through all the main story quests, you've gone through all the character stories, your adventure rank is at 45+, you've completed the game. There's generally no reason to play the game. Like, there's not much reason to play. So I just feel like I said, and I know like I'm beating a dead horse here, but it's the stresses that I'm feeling. I'm feeling very not even disappointed. Like I said, I'm just feeling very dissatisfied with the level of content and the level of replayability that I'm currently going through on Genshin. Look at me. I'm climbing mountains to get to the top of a mountain so I can jump down and farm some crystal chunks. And you know what? It's so high that I just can't be asked. I'll just go to the simpler ones, and this is what it's come down to. Like, it's just come down to whether I can be bothered to do it or not. Because do I need it? No, I don't need it, but I'm doing it because I want to at least hit that 2-hour threshold of, yep, I played 2 hours of Genshin today. I got my daily dosage. I'd love to play it for more. I'd love to play it for 5 or 6 hours like I was doing when I first started the game. When I first started the game, I couldn't get off of it. I could not get off of the game. But now, I cannot wait to get off to the game. Like, for a game that I love so much, how have I gone from, oh my days, I cannot get off this game, it's so addictive, it's so great, to now, to present day, I cannot wait to get off this game. Like, I'm here hitting white rocks. This is what I've come down to on a day-to-day basis. And like I said, I just feel like Inazuma, it needs to cater for the player base. You need to cater for your players that are above AR45. Not everyone is adventure rank 1 to 20. Not everyone's adventure rank 1 to 23. Like, there's a lot of players out there that have, you know, gone beyond AR40, AR45, are using their fragile rhythm to farm artifact domains, and you know, they're getting good artifacts and they're getting their characters to level 90. We need content to put this to good use, because hitting the Varlin over and over is not content. It's not content. It's not satisfactory. So, like I said, Inazuma, you need to come with some fresh ideas, because if you come out with events like what we're seeing right now with the lantern events, and we're just getting 900 extra lootable open world chests, you know what? I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna absolutely lose it. I'll make another video and I'm going to absolutely lose my rag. I'm gonna lose my rag, and you know what? I could be wiping my hands off this game. But like I said, I hope that is not the case. I hope that they're taking a very long time over this, because they're really considering what the players are saying. They're really considering that all of those questionnaires that they bring out at the end of every event, where they, you know, the surveys that they get the players to fill out. I really hope that they're listening, because on the next survey, I'm going to relay this all to Mihoyo. Whether they see this video or not, I don't really care. But in the surveys, I'm going to relay this to them, and I'm going to say, look, it is what it is. This is the problem that we're facing right now as a community, and if you don't do something about it, you're gonna start losing a massive percentage of your player base, because there's already been players that left, and I already know players that are talking about leaving the game. I have a bunch of players on my friend list. I know people outside of, you know, on my friend list. The people that quit the game on my friend list, some of them, they came over from different games. Some of them were playing Final Fantasy Online, and they saw this game come out, and they were playing it from release, and they said, you know what? Maybe this game could rival Final Fantasy. Let me give Final Fantasy a break, and then we come play this game. Maybe this will outdo Final Fantasy. They went back. They quit after they got to AR42, 43, and they quit, and they didn't come back. And they said, you know what? Final Fantasy has just got that replayability factor. You hit the dungeons, you're there with a mass, you know, player base, everyone's just there doing their thing, and you can do it over and over again. You're getting the loot, you're getting your equipments, you know, whatever attachments and armor and weapons that you're getting from those dungeons, you're able to do over and over until you get the right one, you know, the best rarity, whatever it may be. I'm not someone that actually played Final Fantasy Online, but I've played a bunch of gacha games. I've played a bunch of looter shooters and games that require you to farm over and over again. And this right here, even though this is right up there in terms of gameplay and how good the game is, it's right down there in terms of replayability. And it's slightly disappointing, but I hope they get it right. I don't know. Let me know how you lot feel. You lot feel the same way? Do you feel like there are a lot of players out there that are struggling to grind through the content and play every day and just saying, you know what? I'm slowly starting to lose interest. You know, 1.4 is going to be the same thing. We get a couple of new characters. We might get a rerun. We might get a Venti rerun with a couple of other characters, and then we'll get, you know, like a Mondstadt like themed patch update like event. We'll get a couple of, you know, run around events. You know, they're always getting us to run around. Like you look at the Lantern Rights, and what do they have us doing? They got us doing these side requests, and we're running backwards and forwards. We're hanging up lanterns for people. We're hanging them up on poles and buildings. We're throwing star glitter dust from rooftops and, you know, spreading it so it flutters into the sky. Is that what I built my level 90 character for? To be hanging up lanterns to earn 30 Primo Gems and 20,000 Mora? Is that what it's come down to? Is this the content that we've got? Where is the content that's come out and said, you know what, there's some monsters to just plow through, to just bash through? Okay, this is difficult. The one decent event that we got was the hyper status one, where they changed it up a bit. That was respectable. More stuff like that is needed. More stuff like that is definitely needed, and it needs to stay, not just come and go. Once you finish the event, it goes and then that's it. It doesn't come back. Like these stuff need to stay. So that's my view on Inazuma. That's like the hard truth, and I feel like a lot of players and a lot of people are feeling the same way. They got the same emotions. They're feeling the same way I am. Let me know. Are you feeling the same way? Do you feel like Inazuma is make or break for Genshin, for Mihoyo? If they get it right, you know, well done. People are gonna be so happy. They're gonna stick around for years to come. The next year or two, that people are gonna be here if they get it right, and they're gonna be thinking, if every region update is like this, I'm hanging around for every, you know, regional update because this is sensational. Or if they get it wrong, are you of the same thinking? I'm out of here. Because again, if every regional update is like this, and this is the lack of content we're getting, what exactly am I sticking around for? I could be here for the next 2 years and we're still starved of the same content that we've been screaming for. So let me know what you guys think, man. That's what I think, and I think, you know, more content is definitely needed, both inside and outside of resin. But that's it from me. I'm just gonna go and finish this farm route because yeah, I've got 15 more minutes in me, and I want to do it within 15 minutes. So I'm gonna finish, get these crystal chunks, and then I'm gonna log off. But that's it from me, guys. And again, I'll see you in the next video, and just let me know down in the comment section what you lot think about the upcoming Inazuma and if they need to nail it on the head. And don't forget, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and follow for more content like this. Peace.